Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, whenever and wherever you are. And welcome back to Byzantium in the Heart of Iron IV. And, as you can see by the title of the video, to the last episode. Because what are these two revelations that lead to the conclusion of the end? Well, the first one is, we've done it. I always end my series. I always set a goal for my series, and when I reach that goal, I end them. And I have achieved this goal already a long time ago, which can also probably be seen by the count of viewers of these videos. I have restored the Byzantine Empire, and certainly, as we can see from the last two episodes, they're not touching me at all. England doesn't dare and come over. Their troops are here, and they are not even thinking of entering the Byzantine area. We are constantly sinking convoys, like for instance these nice British convoys that are about to die, thanks to our subs. We have grown big enough and strong enough that we can even push, well, Russia around. They have nothing to say in the matter, more or less, when I say, hey, give me this land, and they obey. And when, for instance, Portugal says, we want to go and be a country of the people, then we come to aid them, and we cut through them, well, through their enemies, like a hot knife through butter. We are a world power. A world power is what we set out to become, restoring the Byzantine Empire and restoring its lands rightfully back to Byzantine rule. And that's what we've done. We have done Justinianus' dream. We are now once again in power around the Midland Sea. And voila, Russia just accepts giving us the Alps. No problem. We are that strong. And no one is there to oppose us. We are the leader in both these wars. That is all thanks to the Byzantine Empire. So what's the other revelation? Well, the other revelation is that this game isn't that good. That is a bold statement, and I know it is, so let me try and explain. In the last episode, we see strategically moving troops move through enemy territory, but we see also armies that are put on aggressive not take empty provinces, regardless of if they have their battle plan activated or not. It was improved, but it's still not good. And at the current moment, well, we have skipped 2 episodes a year. Just to hop from island to island to island, it is just massive in the time that it takes to get ahead. And yes, I have now also taken Iwo Jima. I can land my atomic bombs, or I should say drop my atomic bombs, wherever the hell I please within Japan. I am the naval power that is to be, the power in the skies. I rule it all, and I can drop atomic bombs wherever and whenever I wish. And as we do so, well, it doesn't matter. Because Japan keeps on trucking. Because Japan has as the lowest possible national unity, 40%. That means you have to invade the home islands in order to win of Japan. Now, I'm a-okay with that some things will go ahistorical, because that's cool. You don't want every time the same game. That is what we love about Paradox, being historically accurate up to a point, and then you can mess about with it, dropping atomic bombs where you wish, But no country would ever go through this ordeal and not surrender. And I have even installed a mod to make the bombs better. Because in the original game, a country can gain unity from atomic bombs. This is just plain old ridiculous. This makes no sense. I was just looking at it. I believe we should have had air dominance over here and just show you that even if we're just on the verge of it, I think. To show you that even if I bomb the southern part here of Japan, because I have tried off camera, it will matter not. There is no secret thing that if you bomb Nagasaki and Hiroshima that Japan will surrender. They won't do it. Then there is the fact of, for instance, the Marines. The Marines, as soon as they lose their entire structure. They don't know which army they belong to anymore. They lose their general. Everything has to be reapplied. It's just bad programming. Then there are paratroopers. When they land and they fail, they are completely immediately destroyed. That's also not exactly how it goes. Why not let them retreat with very little organization and morale to the next province? If there's an enemy there, they are destroyed. A little bit more accurate, because when they did Operation Market Garden in the Netherlands in order to try to get Arnhem, well, it did not go right. Unfortunately, a lot of English soldiers died when they went 2 bridges further, and it was 1 bridge too far. But they didn't all immediately, instantly die in the same hour, same day. It isn't right. It just doesn't accurately describe, replay what it is like. Then there is this national focus system. A country will always go down all the national focuses that it can. So it will always come to a clash between Russia and the Allies. Because Russia has several ways to do it, England has several ways to do it, America has several ways to do it. Why? Look, if it happens from time to time, fine, but that should be like a 50% chance or something like that. Just like you have in EU4 and CK2 decisions. And the game might be programmed to 10% of the time not take the Iberian wedding, and 90% of the time it does. That is what makes it interesting. Not if it always goes off the rails, whether you do or do not set historical settings. Because I've even seen with historical settings in my private game, the US and Russia go to war with one another. It just happens. Because they always go down every freaking national focus that they can go down. And that means somewhere they're going to get a problem, because they're going to be a crusade or a strike, or I don't give a hoot. It always happens. And thanks to Pax Americana, South America tends to join the Allies on a very, very regular basis. And when Brazil joins the Allies, all of a sudden you have a country that has a troop count the equal of Great Britain. No, a half of it. Okay. Over-exaggerated there a little. Half of it. Still, significant amount. They never were there in the Second World War. And this always happens, and this is crazy. Portugal, brethren of Maximalist Portugal, did not gain claims on their own country, where there was more than 70%, and the elections didn't happen. What rules govern this? And the rules that do govern it, at sometimes are just plain mad and insane. There is just no rhyme or reason. So it seems. And that makes me feel like I'm playing against a barrier that is not a challenge. But just me going, oh my god, how dumb, and what all other things. I am not challenged. I'm just facing dumbness and trying to overcome a problem. Trying to find a route around bad programming. Even if you use, for instance, the console is even wrong. What say if I say win all wars? So win wars. You got maximum war score in all wars. No, I don't. You don't even work. I can white piece out Japan if I want to. But I don't need to white piece out Japan. Besides, I am starting to do damage to Japan, but I need to invade the homelands? It's just not. No. I can white out piece out a few things, but then I need to use the console commands, and funny enough, you can't normally white piece out a country normally. There is no way for me to end this instead. Unless, sorry I should say, I, for instance, start and make a coup. So that a communist Japan will attack normal Japan. And let's say I do all this. Let's say I stayed a coup and what have you not, and Japan wins. I have done a lot in this war, and it shows. Who gets to pick first what they want to do? China, then Russia, and the far end I. And because the way the game is programmed, Russia tries to get everything that it possibly can. And thus goes for puppeting or satelliting Libya, puppeting nationalist Spain. And for instance, once left Germany open for me to puppet. Why? Just take. Let me have this. There is no way to discuss. There is no system like in EU4 where you can just look a little bit. If I want this and that. No, because it's a turn-based system. It's not like if I click this and then Russia says, okay, if you take that, I will take these two, and then. Okay, what if I take this one, and then they say, well, then we will take these two, or this one, or what have you. There is so great a limitation in the peace negotiations that I feel hampered. And then there is also the fact that I cannot individually peace out, or step out of the faction because I say, well, factionally you're a complete nitwit. And apparently it also isn't really true that I am the greatest contributor, because in that case you would expect me to, well, be able to have the first pick, and I really don't. That is just cruel. In short, it doesn't matter what you do, or so it feels. Because I can bomb Nagasaki and Tokyo for a fourth time, and it won't do a darn thing. Kaboom! It is nothing that this does, because the way the game is programmed, they always have 40% national unity, and that means you have to go on to the home island. Because I can drop more than 50 nukes on Japan and nothing happens. And all the thing that mod does that I have installed is improve the amount of damage it does to the national unity, and it improves the fact that you can't gain it, for instance. Look, I have dropped more nuclear bombs on Japan than ever there has been nuclear bombed on a country in total. It doesn't matter. Marines lose their orders. Tanks that are supposed not to attack do so. Portugal gives up territory to Russia randomly because Russia believes, hey, I'm a bigger guy. I should have this. No. It makes no sense. And it aggravates me. And it means I'm not enjoying the game. And if that is true, then why am I playing it? I shouldn't. I really shouldn't play this game. I love Paradox games in general. Or better to say, I love CK2. And I love EU4. But Hearts of Iron 4... it needs a very big patch for me to enjoy. This is just no good. And if you say you've installed mod, that's why the hell happens and what have you not, no, trust me, I played this actually on my own as Italy, as I showed also in the very beginning of this episode. This is the third time I'm getting so frustrated with the game that I'm saying I had enough. It also happened one time already during the series, but I thought, I shouldn't be all grumpy and moachy about it, and I'm not an old man or what have you not, and I will persevere. So I continued. But this is the third time in total and the second time in the series. And once again, the biggest reason of all, I have won. We are the Byzantine Empire. We have Justinian's dream. They can't do anything to us. We are sinking American convoys. Japan can't get out of... well, can't get out of its home. Because we control the air and we're starting to control the sea around it as well. So, yeah. What am I supposed to say about this? Oh, now I see that I have the wrong one. But, yeah. We are a world power. And when we make peace, people are not so much inclined to consider us a world power. And I need to do very tricksy things in order to make peace. And this game is lingering on and on and on. And I have to skip years and hours of footage just to think I get an episode that's at least a little bit enjoyable, where something happens and I'm not just go from click, click, would you please try and take this out? Oh, it's not working, okay, pull back. Oh, you just lost your arm compensation. Let me change that. Oh, there is... No. No. As you can see, Soviet Union gives us what we want, because we are the big brother here. Not they. We are a world power. We are the Byzantine Empire, and we restored it. And I'm not gonna wait out all these little finicky things in order to finish up this game. And I'm not going to get frustrated by having to do the peace negotiation 20 times until it's somewhat remotely close resembling of any sort of intelligence. I'm gonna quit this game. And I have been asked what I would play after this series, and I had said possibly Democratic Soviet Union. But as you probably can surmise from this summary of revelations and the reasoning behind at least the second revelation as well, mainly behind the second revelation, I'm not gonna do that. I don't see the point of it. I do not see the fun of it. Yes, Soviet Union has a lot more people, and yes, I can do it all over again, and probably because I will have more people, I will be able to do it. Because I just will have the manpower to push people over, but... why would I? Because America's going to declare war upon me anyways, or England, and thus I will fight the Allies despite I will go democratic. No. At the time of the release of this video, the Reaper's Due of CK2 should be out as well. I don't know yet at this time of the recording if I indeed will record that, because I'm not sure on that DLC. We'll have to see. I will get it, knowing me, but if that's also going to be immediately the next series, possibly. I mean, you will probably see that tomorrow in a new series, in which I hope I will see you, and I hope you understand why I'm finishing up this one. And I hope you enjoyed seeing Byzantium grow to a world power, because it is. It is larger than it ever was. And I'm happy for that. I say I thank you for watching, and remember, great peril yields great beauty.